back with Let's Talk Autism, and right now we have a special guest joining us by Skype, Anna Seifred. Hi, Anna. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. You're from the California West Brownsville area,
Yes.
and you are married to a veteran. You have a 9-year-old son who is on the spectrum, and you're a physical therapist, and you volunteer as an auxiliary member at the West Brownsville American Legion Post 940. And you came up with an amazing idea that has raised so much money for Act Today. Can you talk about the Ride for Autism?
Yeah. When my son was diagnosed, about 5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something to raise money for autism awareness. So I came up with the idea of holding a motorcycle run based out of our local Legion chapter, Legion Riders. So I took the idea to their meeting and proposed it to them, and we decided that it was a wonderful thing. There wasn't one person in that room that wasn't affected by autism or knows somebody affected by autism. So we started to organize the ride that year, and in 4 years' time, we've grown it into a pretty large event, not only just for the ride itself, but it's become into a big community event that we host every year.
Yeah, and let's talk about the money you raised this year. Can you give us the total? Which is just astounding.
Our event was July 8th, this past month, and we raised $18,390 with all proceeds going directly to Act Today for military families.
Which is just so fantastic. And there we see a check with your group. Just amazing. And tell us, did this just kind of develop on its own, or how did you develop the idea over these last 4 years to grow it?
Well, it started just as the ride itself the first year, and we created the ride, and we had a Chinese auction that day, and just tried to open it up to the community. We decided to have a band play out on our deck that first year, to try to get more people to come, not just bikers, So the first year that we had it, not a whole lot of people participated that we had expected to, with it being our first run. We only had about 35 bikes that participated that year, but lots of people had said if the benefit itself had incorporated, autism and some other military aspect, then they would have participated. So that's when we went to the internet to find military-based autism charities and came across Act Today for military families. And I think once we did that and promoted it as a military/autism benefit, it really just kind of took off from there. We had more bikers every year participating. From that first year, 35 bikes showing up, to this year we had 137 bikes show up and register.
And we're seeing a picture right now of all the motorcycles lined up.
Anna,
Yeah.
I gotta ask, and tell us, how do you say your last name? I don't want to mess it up.
It's Seifried.
Seifried, okay. And it's just amazing to me. Here you are, one person, and you have this idea, and you've made such a difference. And that makes such a difference in so many people's lives. Is there anything about this? I'd love to think that it helps you in some way as well. Have you gotten anything out of this?
Just the gratitude of being able to do it, honestly. And I can't take credit for the event itself being as successful as it has. We have a wonderful group of Legion members that just will help in any way they can to help with the success of the ride. And our Legion Riders chapter is a wonderful group of individuals that really just help promote it and build it back up into what it is. If it wasn't for all of the volunteers that we get from the Legion and my family and the riders, it wouldn't be as successful as it is.
Well, you're a great example of how somebody can start something on a small scale.
Yes.
We always are encouraging people to help Act Today, do something grassroots, and we call that Act Across America. And you took this on and you built it, and we are so indebted to you, and we wanted to just say thank you, thank you, thank you for what you've done.
Absolutely.
Well, you're very welcome. We're already planning next year's event, so hopefully it's bigger than this year's.
Well, it's just amazing.
We appreciate you, and we're proud of the way you walk your walk.
That's right.
It's amazing. And tell
Thank
everybody
you.
there, thank you for all the families, on behalf of all the families that's going to help.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me on.
Thank
Well,
you, Anna.
Our pleasure. All right, take care.
Yep.
What
Bye.
an amazing young woman.
I know.
What an amazing family, and what an amazing event to raise money for an amazing charity.
I
It's
know.
all amazing.
Just all came about.
And that's the power of one.
Right.
You know, I think sometimes somebody out there right now probably has an idea
Yeah,
for something,
and
but you're a
thinking,
little afraid.
Right. Don't be
Um,
afraid. Go for
Go
it
for it.
and make a difference.
Amazing things can happen.